This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Guardian Radio Today is brought to you by Akiapran International Academy, Alive, Burger King, Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store, the Cleveland Clinic, Commonwealth Bank, Epic Battery, Marco's Pizza, the Shoe Depot, Print Masters, and Bronze Electric Motors.
And welcome to Guardian Radio Today. I am your host, Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. This is the August 26th edition of today's show, and I'm very, very happy to have those of you who are listening. I just want to say, when I was doing the sponsors, that's Akiapran International Academy, yeah? A wonderful school. Today we have, as always, a special show lined up for you. There's a lot going on in the country today, and we want to make sure on Guardian Radio today that we have an opportunity to contextualize a lot of the things that we're social media, in the news, or just in the streets. And so today we're talking music and tourism. My special guest today is none other than Mr. Freddie Munnings, Jr. I want him to introduce himself because we have a lot of international listeners too. I send my link out all over the world, so I'm sure there are people who don't know you. So just tell people who you are, introduce yourself, and then we're going to dive right into it.
Good morning, Bahamas. Good morning, listening audience around the world. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and I will introduce myself by saying I am the surrogate uncle of Dr. Anku.
Yes.
I know him as Trey, so anybody who know him as Trey got to know him from birth.
It's my Uncle Freddie. That's right.
So that for me is enough of an introduction for the purposes of this show because they know your history.
Yeah.
I come from a legacy as does Dr. Eneas Anku. His father, his grandfather, and his great-grandfather were pillars in this country, starting in the Baintown area. And coincidentally, a part of my legacy has a base in the Baintown area, in that the Cat and Fiddle nightclub, which was one of the foremost entertainment establishments in the history of the Bahamas, and I dare say the Western region, during the period of the 50s, 60s, and early 70s. My late father, Freddie Munnings Sr., is busy, along with my beautiful mother, who we lost about 2 years ago, Mavis Farrington. So I'm their son, and they have always taught me to be independent, but for truth. They've taught me to emancipate my mind from mental slavery. And throughout my entire professional life and my adult life, I try to speak truth to power. And that's why I'm here. And I guess that's an introduction as to who I am.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, Uncle Freddie, you have been integral in my life. I'm also a musician. I'm a percussionist. Yes. And I'm learning other instruments, but you were instrumental. I'm starting to show this way because a lot of what I understand about the history of the music industry, if you will, in this country, I've learned a lot from you. I've had the opportunity to work under the late, great Charles Carter.
Yes.
I've had the opportunity to work directly with Uncle Ronnie Butler.
Yes.
Right, when he worked along with me at Island FM. And if we don't talk about this story about how the musician, I remember one time I was told and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that the musicians, they had more clout than the politicians.
Oh, no question.
In this country.
Oh, until recent times.
Until recent times, right? And I'm saying all of this because, I want to contextualize the conversation based on what we've been hearing in the news for the past, couple of days or whatever.
Yes.
There was a time when Over the Hill, as we know it, was littered with nightclubs, with musicians, with really homegrown Bahamian music, where people could come and actually listen. You could make a living as a musician.
Absolutely.
That tied into the politics of the country. I want you to just guide the conversation a little bit, first and foremost, just to contextualize. Take us back to that point in time where you could be a musician and make a living, and the politicians who couldn't go into the hotels would utilize spaces like the Cat and Fiddle nightclub to have conventions to help us to gain majority rule, to help us to gain independence before they could even go into the hotels. I want to know about that time, just to start this conversation.
I would be very happy to engage that conversation, Uncle. But let me, if I may, introduce a concept.
Please.
And to do that, we're going to go back to the beginning of the Western world story.
All right.
There is a book called Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust, the slavery and the rise of European capitalism by Dr. John Henrik Clark.
Yes.
You know that name well.
Yes, John Henrik Clark.
And I don't want to get too far off base and go too far off topic, but I think it's important
it's
to
the
put
wider
it
context.
in perspective.
Come on now. Yes.
If I go forward, I die. If I go backward, I die. I will go forward and die in dignity.
Wow.
That's an African proverb.
Wow.
Another quote, you cannot understand world history without understanding the central role of African history.
Yes.
We got to know our history.
Yeah.
The late Frederick Douglass once said, if you do not learn the lessons of the past, you will continue to repeat the class. In other words, if you don't know your history, you're going to continue to make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
And the late Marcus Garvey said, if a people without a history is like a tree without a root, the root nourishes the tree.
Right.
And if you don't know your history, Uncle, and that's why I wanted to start at that place. Because the big problem in our country, many of us do not know from whence we have come.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't know our history. When I was growing up as a boy, long before you even was born, we were taught European history. They taught us everything about Henry VIII and about Queen Victoria and the Magna Carta, blah, but not one utterance about African history other than we were slaves.
Wow.
They did not teach us about Timbuktu. They did not teach us about Umhotep. They did not teach us about the universities of Africa. They did not teach about the kings and the queens of whom we are direct descendants. They did not teach us that Aristotle and Plato and sat at the feet of the African sages. Not until I was a sophomore in university at Florida Memorial, now University, that I didn't even know there was such a thing as African history.
Wow.
Came across a book called They Came Before Columbus by Ivan van Sertima.
Yes.
And here he told us, scientifically showed us, that Africans were traversing these waters long before Christopher Columbus.
That's right.
Thousands of years, if I may.
Yes.
You look at the Mayans in Mexico. You look at the works and the traverses of Abu Bakari in 13, and you would know that they were here long before.
Yeah.
Just look off the coast of Bimini, you will see Bimini Row, you will see the remains of the African genius still existing here in the Bahamas. They say it's the lost Atlantis. So I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Before I talk about what you've asked me to talk about.
Yeah, that's powerful.
We got to know our history.
Yeah.
And so let's move forward to the contemporary history of which you speak.
Mm-hmm.
But let's start around the 1830s
All right.
or 1820s with Poor Black Kate, which is a popular name today.
Yeah.
Where this young girl, about 16 years old, resisted the slave masters on the Henry Morse plantation in Crooked Island.
All right.
And because during one of her whippings, they tore her gown, and they say, you got to repair your gown. So she told them, let the one who tore it repair it.
My Lord.
16 years old. And because of her resistance and her dignity, remember we spoke about
Yes.
the dignity?
Yes.
They put her in the stockade. And to keep her awake at night, the woman, I think her name was Helen Morse or something like that, they put pepper in her eyes to keep her awake so she wouldn't. So after about 2 or 3 weeks, she died because of the oppression and the punishment. 16 years old, little girl.
Wow.
This was one of the impetus that caused them to look at the slave trade in this part of the world.
Okay.
You would remember in 1807, well, let's go back, 1804, when the Haitians had the audacity to stand up and defeat
That's right.
the Europeans
Yes, right.
and became independent. And then in 1807, the British abolished the slave trade. They didn't abolish slavery at that time.
Right.
The trade.
Right.
And therefore, when they looked at this case, that was the impetus for them to look at the abolition of the slavery in this part of the world, we are told.
Yes.
And then in 1830, about Pompey in Exuma stood up because they wanted to move him from Exuma to Cat Island without permission, leave his family, etc. And he rebelled, along with about another 80 of his comrades on Exuma. And so because of that resistance, he was whipped and eventually oppressed. What am I saying? I am saying when you stand up
Oh, boy.
to be a man in our country,
Yes.
they oppress you.
My Lord.
They blacklist you and they cast you out as being a maverick. You experience it, I am experiencing it
That's
as
right.
we speak.
That's right.
And so let's talk about the contemporary history of the entertainment. In 1945, just around the time of the end of World War II, there was still a very serious, before that, around the 1920s, thereabouts, there was the Prohibition
Right.
in America. And so the Bahamas became very integral. Why? Because of the close proximity to America. So some very prominent people in our country, they were known as bootleggers.
That's correct.
They were running drugs
That's right.
in the form of liquor through the Bahamas from then. Some of them became very wealthy.
Still wealthy.
I will call some of the names if somebody call and challenge me, because you recognize some of those names.
right.
Became very, very wealthy. And they partnered with very wealthy folks out of the United States of America running those liquors back and forth.
That's right.
Eventually, people started to come to the Bahamas looking for those things that they couldn't find in America. And hence was the beginning. So they needed someplace to sleep, they needed someplace to eat. So the tourism industry began to take hold
Okay.
around the end of World War II. And then those oligarchies realized there was money in trading with between these two mega countries, one looking for drugs in the form of liquor, others looking for a good time.
Right.
So those who came did not always come with their respective wives or husbands. They came with other people. So there was a lot of fraternizations going on.
Frolicking.
Frolicking, if you will.
Yes, yes.
In the Bahamas.
Yes.
And then they opened a private casino called the Bahamian Club right there on Zavias. I believe you may have been to Zavias. I know my daughter went to Zavias.
I used to swim there.
You used
Yeah.
to swim there.
Yeah.
With Betty Cole
That's
and
correct.
them. So my point is, the tourism started to take hold. And then Saddam said, well, listen, I could attract a lot of wealthy people by this tourism thing. And he then developed this model where he brought mega investors like E.P. Taylor, for example, who developed Lightfoot Key and Wallace Groves and the like, who were looking at the Bahamas not only for tourism but for gambling as well.
Right.
But they were getting some pushback on the gambling side. The tourism side was welcome. And so they opened up these channels. And when these wealthy folks came to the island to invest their monies into the tourism product, certain people of the oligarch controlled certain aspects of that development. They were lawyers, accountants, and financiers, and insurance, etc., 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 real estate agents, and you know of some of them. Some major still unsolved mysteries are circling, some of them even today. So we started this thing called tourism.
Right.
And because of the proximity and because of the natural beauty of the Bahamas, people started to come to the Bahamas. Now, when they came, we had an apartheid in the Bahamas, in the early 40s and 50s. Black people couldn't go in certain places.
My Lord.
Couldn't go in certain theaters. Couldn't go into certain hotels other than to be domestics.
Right.
And in some cases, they allowed some musicians.
Right.
But when these highfalutin people came, they wanted to hear the big band sound.
Okay.
Like Sammy Dye and like
Count Basie.
Count Basie, the big band sound.
Yeah.
So one or two of us were able to go into those hotels to play that kind of society music while they had dinner. One of such group was the Rudy Williams Orchestra, which was a fantastic orchestra.
Okay.
But once they would finish around 10 o'clock, the guests would say, well, what do you think? They say, oh, well, we go over the hill to the nightclubs over the hill. Say, but we want to go and hear what you do. And then what they found is the tourists who were in the hotels, white, started to circulate over the hill.
Wow.
Because they wanted to hear this native Goombay music.
Okay.
And when they came over the hill, you know what they found? Places like the Silver Slipper, who was owned by Edgar Bain and Clarence Bain, the Bain brothers. They found places like the Zanzibar, that was owned by Felix Johnson. They found places like the Cat and Fiddle, which was owned by Freddie Munnings, and another number of other places all over New Providence, where the blacks went to socialize and to entertain themselves and to have fun. And why did they go there? Because they couldn't go where? Into the hotels.
Right.
They had to support their own over the hill. From Fox Hill in the east to the Oasis in the west.
Wow.
All over New Providence. Some 19, 20, 30 clubs all over the island. Then you came along people like Peanuts Taylor with the Drumbeat Lounge on Market Street.
Right.
You had the Chez Paul Mares before that, right next to where Peanuts was by a place called Dirty's. There's a gas station there now, I believe, that was owned by Chez Paul Mares. Chez Paul Mares was a superstar at the time because he had performed all over Europe with people like Josephine Baker and others. But yet he came back to the Bahamas and he opened his theater and nightclub. All right? And then you had others that I don't know all of them.
Right.
But a person like Errol Strawn would be able to tell you. He's in his 90s.
Wow.
And he tells me there was some 40 to 50 nightclubs operating successfully. People like Al Corley owned literally about 4 or 5 nightclubs in New Providence. And then when they wanted to try to drive Grand Bahama, he opened one in Grand Bahama. My dad opened a Cat and Fiddle and a nightclub in Bimini. All right, because they were trying to use the entertainment industry to drive the tourism industry. Stafford Sons, in his wisdom, would take the entertainers throughout the world.
Right.
Peanuts, Count Bernardino, Chippy, many, many others. Literally traveled all over the world, the police band. And they, like a Pied Piper, will bring those conventions back to the Bahamas. So they use the entertainment industry to attract the visitors from all over the world because it was so unique.
Wow.
We had people who came to the Bahamas simply because of the entertainment. And they would go over the hill. You'll find them over the hill all hours of the morning or night. These nightclubs will be open till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Literally.
Wow.
And you know what Stafford Sands did? he used to have the policeman in his uniform stationed at every night spot to make sure that the visitors were protected, and by so doing, protected the locals.
Right.
We've been saying this to our government for last 40 years.
Wow.
But they don't listen to us. People must feel safe.
Yeah.
And I hear them talking about the crime. Yes, crime may be a problem for us. It is. But have you been to New York lately? Have you been to Chicago lately? Have you been to Atlanta lately? Miami?
Right.
Lately?
Right.
Where they're having how many? As many in one day or 1 week as we have for the whole year.
Wow. Yeah.
These are the people that we're entertaining, But yet they say crime is a problem in the Bahamas. Yes, we do have a crime problem in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
However, there are crime problems everywhere you go in the world. I just came back from London. Crime problem there.
Yep.
They had
Yep.
all kind of roadblocks and stuff while I was there.
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying, Uncle, the entertainment industry drove the tourism industry. Why? Because we created attractions that drew the visitors out of those plush hotels over the hill into establishments that were owned predominantly by black Bahamians and the Greeks.
Okay. So what happened?
What happened?
What happened? I mean, because that's not the case today.
Prior to 1967, which was majority rule year, January 10th, 1967, the PLP in particular held their rallies over the hill. They
Okay.
had their meetings over the hill. You know of the Reinhardt Hotel?
Yeah, it just fell
Then
down.
Big Town. No, they ain't fell down. They took
Yeah,
it down.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't realize the value of that institution.
C.R. Walker.
C.R. Walker, Dr. C.R. Walker and his wife Mabel Walker. They built that because when Mabel Walker was an African-American woman that married to Dr. C.R. Walker, one of our first doctors in the Bahamas. They came to live in the Bahamas. She used to have her black American friends come to visit her, and they couldn't go into the hotels.
Right,
So the Walkers built a hotel for them
right. Right down Blue Hill Road.
right there on Blue Hill Road called the Reinhardt Hotel. Could have a decent place to live.
Okay.
When Martin Luther King first came to the Bahamas, he lived in a house right off of Lewis Street because he couldn't go into the hotels.
Right. Yep.
So they built this hotel, and the PLP at the time used to hold meetings there. They certainly held meetings at the Cat and Fiddle
Right.
and other places.
Over the hill.
My dad used to hold rallies and fundraisers to raise money. The late A.D. Hanna told me himself he used to take croaker sack full of money, £5 notes, after the concerts that were given to him by my dad when they held their functions at the Cattenfield.
Wow. Wow.
When you had people like Sidney Poitier, who would bring people like Belafonte and Hugh Masakila and Miriam Makeba, and we had people like Count Basie and Sammy Davis, and all of these wonderful artists came to the Cattenville. Remember I told you it was? On Nassau Street
That's right.
and Poinciana Drive.
Right.
Where's that? Over the hill.
Yes, over the hill.
Among the people. Not in these plush hotels.
Sterile.
They came over the hill. And those who came in the plush hotels wanted to see Nat King Cole, but they had to come to the Cattenfield to see Nat King Cole. But before they saw Nat King Cole, they saw the Freddie Munnings Orchestra. And they heard Lil Dudley. And they heard Fireball Freddie. And they heard Count Bernardino. Or they heard Cy Roberts, or whomever was around at the time, Duke Harold, etc., etc., etc.
Powerful.
That's what happened.
Yes.
After 68, when there was a by-election because of the death of Uriah McPhee, the PLP had another rally. You know where they held it? On Paradise Island,
The place where they couldn't go before.
where they couldn't go. So my dad told me, he called his friend L.O., the Honorable Sir Lyndon Pinley,
Yes.
and said, L.O., what happened, man?
Yeah.
you couldn't go there, but now you have a couple of dollars to spend. You spending it over there, as opposed to spending it over the hill among us. You're spending it with the oppressor. You know what he was told? Freddie, the people are free now. They want to go into the white places.
Wow.
In essence, he was telling him the white man ice is colder.
Yeah. The water's wetter.
I only need you when I couldn't do this. Now that I could do this, I don't need you anymore.
Wow.
That's the mentality of our people. That's why I started with those quotes.
Yes.
From Dr. Clark. Woe is the land when the slave becomes the master. Educate yourself from mental slavery. And that's what we have these plantations today that we call mega resorts.
So we never really...
And the cruise ships.
Yeah.
I can't blame them.
No.
They come to exploit.
Right.
That's their purpose. To make a return on their investment as much as we allow them to.
Exactly.
But we are now supposed to be the one in charge of the development of our people. But yet, we are worse off today than we were under Stafford Sands. And why am I saying that? Because we couldn't go into their places. We were forced to invest our money into our places.
We had an economy over there.
We had an economy.
Yeah.
The mom and pop shops survived. But now that the exploiters have taken hold and taken control, they own all that we want. I have advocated for years, and I still advocate, there should be certain industries reserved exclusively for Bahamians. I predict that the nightclub should be one of those industries.
Yeah.
No hotels, mega hotels should be allowed, nightclubs in the Bahamas. Let them come outside of those properties to experience the Bahamas. You go to New Orleans, there are no nightclubs and hotels in New Orleans.
Really?
There are no casinos in New Orleans in the hotels.
Okay.
You got to go outside.
You go to a hotel, you can rest.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you want to do anything else, you
You
coming
go to
up.
the hotel, that's a lodging business. That's where you go to take your shower, do your domestic stuff.
And then you come
That's
out.
the lodging business.
Yes.
But the attraction business is reserved for the locals.
Yes. I see.
Cause you to come out of those properties and spend your money so that they trickle down to the masses of the people.
Yes.
We allow mega resorts to have 30 restaurants from all over the world. We allow them to have the most exclusive nightclubs. We allow them to have the casinos.
They're like a vacuum. They're sucking up.
Not only sucking out, they are holding the visitor. You have no reason to go anywhere.
Right. And then now they tell you.
And then they're telling you, God, we can't protect you.
Right.
So stay in the bubble. Stay in where we can protect you, where we have our own private security and we have the police protecting you. Don't go over the hill.
Right.
We can't protect you there. Because you may spend some money with Uncle or with Munnings. Don't spend the money over there.
Right.
Keep all your money right here. So they are cruise ships on land.
Yes.
So you have the cruise ships cartel.
Right.
And then you have the resorts that are the plantations that's keeping you on the resorts.
My Lord. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Of course, in the family of islands, 242-300-5720. We are also powered by BTC on the text line, 422-4796. Of course, you can also listen to us on GuardianTalkRadio.com. And, of course, we are on Cable Bahamas, channel 969, or BTC Flow, channel 622. Let's run to the phone lines, and then we'll, then we'll take some text. Caller, you are live on Guardian Radio today. Caller going once. Let's try the next caller. Caller, you are live on Guardian Radio today.
Uncle, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing? Thanks for calling.
It's my pleasure to call Brother Freddie.
Yes,
good
sir.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My brother, I want to thank you personally for the brief history lesson you've given thus far to how we have really relegated our opportunities and when I say relegated our opportunities, how we have seen how Bahamians once ruled the entertainment industry in this country, where it was quite profitable, where it gave many families a source of income, not just for themselves, but also the communities for where a lot of these nightclubs were originated and also operated. You know, Uncle, I'm trying to be very deliberate here with my words.
Yeah, man.
Because Freddie has brought about many great memories of the times back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. My father, of course, also worked at one time in the Cat and Fiddle.
Okay.
So there is that connection there. I can identify to a point to which Freddie has already spoken to. And it is sad that we have allowed, that our people have been allowed to, oftentimes now in these mega resorts, you see, we are only workers, we're not owners. But then the other business owners who actually drives the economy, i.e., the same nightclubs he spoke to, the same mom and pop stores he spoke to, the same other little stores that sold souvenirs and stuff. We've allowed administrations, and I'm saying all governmental administrations from 68 to now, to bring us down to our knees in this country, should be some of the most prosperous people on the face of the planet.
Yep.
And we have 700 islands, and in these islands, right now as it stands, and I'm going to close my commentary right here, because Freddie also knows the entertainment industry is near and dear to my heart after serving over 34 years in the industry. And I'm going to tell you, the only way the Bahamas and our people can return to any semblance of prosperity in this country is to return the old ideals back to what they once were. Bahamians owning the mom and pop stores again. Right now, the mom and pop stores are owned by foreigners. To bring about the entertainment aspect back over the hill, where, you know, I normally say, people coming to this country, they don't want to eat the old stuff that they eat at home. They want to be entertained, and they want to see how and why we live the type of lifestyles that we live in this country. Because at one time, we used to live it very prosperously, and they were very envious and trying to figure out why is it that we lived the way how we live. But, you know, I'm going to continue to listen to the rest of the program. Freddie, you continue to fight, because I stand with you, as you know. And there are many more like me who want to see this country return back to prosperity, even in this time. But it is possible, but we have to get the shackles of our people's minds and stop voting political parties and look at the future of this country for every Bahamian that exists. Thanks for taking my call today.
Yes, indeed. Let's run straight to the text line. I thank you so much. From Black Wall Street to White Wall Street. That's what that text has said. This is such an important history. Now, we traded this rich entertainment economy to pay John Baptiste Club $25,000 or $25. We have such a history so it don't remain a mystery in the 20th century. Many don't know that it was the Moors who taught Columbus and many Europeans how to navigate. Also, Moors were on the ships to the New World. Without them, he was lost or going on hearsay. That's right. That's our brother 52. Someone say, I know him as Trey too. But tell the public, don't get too familiar. We're going to run to a break, and then we're going to go back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Keep it locked to 96.9 FM.
You try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located at the Nassau Guardian building, telephone 302-2361.
New school year, new gear. From UABU Personal Loan can help you check every item off of your kid's school list. Jump into back to school season with ease. Apply for a Fidelity Personal Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Penny, nickel, 10 cent, shilling, tuppence, pound. Yes. Only big money can bring this debt down. Penny, nickel, 10 cent, yen, krona, crown. When I see big money, I want pound and pound and pound. Yes. I got a big debt, man, I'm telling you the truth. I feel just like the government, cause they got big debt too. Up in the pit go, I wish I had a clue. Girl, I got a big debt, now what you want me do? Yes.
And welcome back to Guardian Radio today here on 96.9 FM. I am your host, Calhoun Anku Sarah. My special guest today, my uncle Freddie Munnings Jr. And, we got a really, really beautiful history lesson on music and the tourist industry, and even just globally, why are we in the predicament that we are in as a people? As in the Bahamas, we are roughly 90% or more of African descent. Mm-hmm. So the conversations have to be, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, centered around that. And so we've had Mr. Munnings here really, really giving us some great insight on how you could live as a musician.
Absolutely.
You could more than live comfortably.
Create opportunities for others to live at a certain standard. And not only that, cause the politicians who now are in position to oppress us, cause them to be who they are.
Right. My Lord, they going over their lane. Come back. Let's run back to the phone lines here. 323-6232, 324-316-325-4259, and the Family of Violence, 242-300-5720. Caller, you are live on Guardian Radio today. Caller going once.
Hello?
Yes, that's you. You live.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. I would like to congratulate Mr. Munnings for an excellent job he did with the history of the Bahamas. And I think that he should write a book and place it in every school in the country, in the Bahamas, because it is excellent history that he displayed here this morning.
Wow.
Congratulations, son. Keep it up.
Thank you for
Thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate that. I'm going to ask Anku to help me with the drafting and the scribing of that
We
book.
can make it happen.
Because he's a literist. But my brother, Raphael Munnings, is doing such a history, and I'm sure his works will be available very soon.
Yes, indeed. Let's run back to the text, then we can go back to the phone lines. This text that says, Uncle, wow. That's capital W-O-W, exclamation points. If that history that Freddie shared is true, and it is true, and I'm sure he has no reason to lie. But if it is true, why wasn't this shared in our public schools? This person says, I am 50 years old and never heard it shared like that. Thank you, Freddie Munnings, my Lord.
Uncle, you would know that I've been advocating for the past 25 years as a member of the National Heroes Committee that this history should be taught in our schools. And I understand that there is a book, and you would remember, I think they engaged you at some point, because when I was called, you were one of the first people that I directed them to because of two reasons. One, your grandfather, the late Dr. Cleveland Eneas, you had access to his works, Baintown and the Let the Church Roll On, etc. And I know that you were an academia in the field of academics and also a lecturer and an educator. And so I asked them to engage you, and I believe that you may have been a part of this proposed history book that's supposed to be a part of the curriculum in the upcoming semester. I hope that is true. And so if it is, some of the history will be available to the children.
Yes. Let's run back to the phone lines here. Caller, you are live today on Guardian Radio today. Our special guest, Freddie Munnings Jr.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Munnings Jr. and Uncle. How you all doing?
Doing well, man.
Doing fine, thank you.
Okay, great conversation. As a matter of fact, excellent conversation. I always enjoy these types of conversations. Uncle.
Yeah, man.
And Mr. Munnings. As you would know, Mr. Munnings, your dad and my dad go way, 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 way back. Right? Being Ezra Thompson.
Oh, but, of course. I know your dad very, very well. I knew him very well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, the sister says the same thing each and every time we meet as we move up. But what I want to add to the conversation, some quick points I wrote down, Uncle. We all know, in particular, right-thinking Bahamians, right, that we require a revolutionary mindset in government, right? And by far, because for the foreseeable future, perhaps the next 50 to 100 years, half a century to century, the number one goose that lays the golden egg, right? And in order for our country, and in particular our people, to rise, we must begin to see the benefits of tourism like we used to. We must remove, by whatever means necessary, the capitalist mindset, the piggish mindset, the greedy mindset that has taken over our tourism plant. If we did a close examination on what is happening, and I've been saying this for about 20 years now, in the region, with other nations that heavily rely on tourism like us, they may not be as successful in tourism in terms of heads and beds or cruise ship arrivals as we have been, but they are far outpacing us in terms of the benefits being derived to their country and also simultaneously to their people, not just through the tax collected for the purpose of government spending, but for the Bahamians, we need to see a shift, right? And the only way we are going to see that shift is if we are prepared to take the hard stance that is necessary. You know, you look at what's happening in the United States, right? And granted, the president may be taking the wrong approach with some of the things that he's doing, but his mindset is right. America is for Americans, and the benefits of America must first derive to Americans. We need that same mindset, not just with the prime minister as we have it today, but throughout the entire cabinet and government, right? You made an important statement when the slave becomes master. Well, I add to that and say, when the one slave who hates to see his brother and sister rise becomes master. That's when woe becomes the land, right?
Yes,
we have a great segment. I'll end with this right here. We have a great segment of society and academia in particular who will tell you, don't depend or rely on government for your survival. I find it to be the biggest garbage juice anyone said out of their mouth. Here's the reason why. What's so strange and absurd about that completely flawed position is the biggest and the wealthiest Bahamian and foreign-owned companies amongst us rely heaviest on the government for their sustainability and their growth, not just for now, but for generations. Can you all hear me, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
You're speaking truth to power.
And to make it wait, this is the last part of the statement.
Go ahead.
Governments allow such companies to continue to get over on it and the Bahamian people. How strange is that? We need a shift in this country, and the IMF of their recent reports in 2025 is now acknowledging what I've been speaking to for the last almost 20 years, that we need a shift in how we conduct tourism in this country because Bahamians are not getting the maximum benefit. We are allowing for cruise ships to enter into areas of tourism that should be solely for Bahamians. We have allowed, as Mr. Munnings pointed out, for these mega resorts to come here with 15, 17, 19 restaurants. And today, they have 40 and 50 plus restaurants. What does that do to the local community? How does that help us? It does not. It keeps them right. Well,
thank you.
Like Sandals, they become an all-inclusive where there is absolutely no need. So forget about developing other parts of the country. If you have all you want on the property that you are on, and you are not encouraged to venture off of that property, and the government is not enforcing rules and regulations to ensure that the society can benefit, we will continue to see this slave mentality on this tourism plantation model that exists today. Because it didn't exist in your father's time, Mr.
Thank you.
Nor
Thank
did
you.
it exist
Let me squeeze one more call in.
Uncle.
Thank you,
God
man.
bless.
God bless, man. Let's get another call in before we run to the news break here on Guardian Radio today. Caller, you're live. Caller going once? All right, they're probably going to call back after the news. Yeah, some strong words.
Yes, Uncle, the gentleman, the last caller, Mr. Thompson, spoke truth to power. You see, the truth is stubborn.
Yes, the truth is stubborn.
At some point, it's going to come out, Uncle.
Yeah.
Those of us who are not afraid to stand up for truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're not, because you've done it.
Yep.
I know my grandsons are not.
That's right.
And they will speak at some point. It may not happen in my lifetime.
Yeah. But it's in them.
It's in them.
Yeah.
Because I got it from my dad and my mom.
Right.
And we have to stand up for justice in this country, man. I don't care who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking politics. Because respective governments have oppressed us.
Yes.
And I'm not just starting this
systemic
journey.
now. Yeah, that's right.
I started this 40 years ago when my dad was alive. I came home in 1980. And I'm fighting for the same principles that we fought for back when I came home in 1980.
Wow.
It's the very same principles.
And this is why we got to keep talking. Let's run back. Let's just see if we get this one last call in before we go to news. Caller, you're live here on Guardian Radio today.
Yes, sir. Good day to all.
How you doing?
Not bad. You know the problem is that we know what the issue is. The problem is, but we fail to say that it's not. You know, the PLP, was supposed to be a democratic socialist party, that just for their name, progressive and liberal. You see, but then they became a neoliberal party. You see, they became like the foreign direct investment party. They did worse than the UBP because the UBP did, more stuff locally. We could have feed ourselves almost, and the like, and then what Penland did. Penland wasn't. He had some flaws. As well as, he did something. The good thing that he did, Penland did, right? Penland bought hotels, and what we did, we turn around and sell them. You see? Then we look at the socialist countries, like, let's say China. China is a socialist country. They practice what you call socialist market. They have a socialist market economy where the government controls the commanding heights of the economy. Like the commanding heights of our economy is tourism. So that means we should be owning the tourism industry, not a foreign direct investment investor or even a local investor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Until we see these things, things like electricity and power generation and transportation and the like, what's going on there?
Yeah.
And things like farming, subsidize the farming.
Yes.
And they don't do it. They just backyard thing, and that's what they call it, a backyard kit.
Yes.
And the like. That's foolishness. We need industrial farming.
It's
we be politicking and politicking, and they all are the same.
Thank you. Let's let Mr. Munnings respond.
What's the name? The new party.
Thank you for your call, caller. It's to the mercantilists' advantage not to develop farming.
My Lord.
Because they import everything. They own the boats. They have the contacts. They have the purchasing power. They own the ports. And so it is to their advantage for them not to develop farming in this country. They're the ones who control where the purchases go. Yeah. They have their purchasing agents in Florida. They don't even have them here in the Bahamas.
Listen, we got.
Why should they encourage farming?
Exactly. We're going to get into this and a lot more after the break. We're going to run to news, and then we'll be back here on Guardian Radio today. Our special guest, Freddie Munnings Jr. I am your host, Kahun Anku Sarah, also known as Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III. We'll be back right after this.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Don't settle for ordinary when you can have the Farmhouse King only at Burger King Nassau. It's back! Sink your teeth into 100% flame grilled beef, stacked with crisp bacon, melty American cheese, crispy onions, a fried egg, and the bold sauce that adds the perfect kick for a flavor sensation fit for a king. Grab the Farmhouse King as a combo with fries and a drink, or go all in with the Farmhouse King's Feast. It's bigger, it's better, and it's only at Burger King Nassau.
Now let me see now. 326 ETIC. Hello. This Epic Eckert battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam get fixed up.
Call us at 326 EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
Great Commissions Ministries is God's storehouse. They have been caring for the poor, homeless, and hurting since 1987. You are invited to support their Stop and Drop program by dropping off some food items in their barrels and some cash in their bottles. You can donate an offering each month or pay your tithes online to Great Commissions through the Givelify or Suncash apps. Help them to shelter the homeless, feed the hungry, and spread the gospel of Christ. Volunteer your service and support the Live to Give program. Call Great Commission Ministries, God's Storehouse at 325-5801 for further information, or stop by the office on Wolf Road. Be blessed.
Run my own race. Throughout my lifetime, I set my own pace. Throughout my lifetime, I sailed many seas. Throughout my lifetime, I gave all of me.
Welcome back to Guardian Radio today. That's the voice of our guest today.
I haven't heard that song in years. Thank you, my brother.
Freddie Munnings Jr. in studio today. Wow. And those words ring true even today.
Listen, your producer's on it, man.
Yeah.
You know, I wrote that song as a tribute to Sir Derwent Knowles.
Okay.
When he was really just about a year or so before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the lyrics are so apropos for what we're talking about.
Come on. Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Yeah, that's Kermit, man.
Yeah.
Texas says, good afternoon, gentlemen. An extremely interesting conversation, one that speaks truth to power unfiltered. I grew up in Cat Island and can vividly recall the early 60s when we obtained majority rule. Not long afterwards, there were signs that the so-called quote-unquote liberators has turned out to be the biggest quote-unquote oppressors by encouraging political polarization, nepotism, and a spirit of entitlement. They promised a quote-unquote a square deal, but there isn't anything square today. They are taking care of their friends and known supporters, not even some family. I know what I'm saying. This is what the text says.
Wow.
This
brother or sister spot on.
Yeah.
No, he's real.
Yeah.
There was something called the Bahamianization policy that was initiated by the late Arthur D. Hanna.
Mm-hmm.
And that policy basically said that every business coming into the Bahamas must have a Bahamian involved at some level, some equity level. And in some instances, certain industries were reserved particularly for Bahamians, particularly the retail business, for example.
Okay. So they got rid of that?
Yes.
So what, okay.
The Bahamianization policy. You ask them today who are in power, because it came out of the belly of the people.
So today, when somebody wants to come in here and do business in this country, surely there are heads of agreement.
Of course.
Surely there's some guideline as to how they should operate. What's going on?
Let me refer you to the MOU, which is a very topical subject today in political circles. Signed on the 25th of August, 2021 by the Memorandum of Understanding between the Joint Labor Movement consisting of the Commonwealth of Bahamas Trade Union Congress, the National Congress of Trade Unions, and the Progressive Liberal Party.
Okay.
We signed this agreement.
Okay.
And let me preface it by saying we had proposed a memorandum of understanding to all political parties at the time.
Okay.
Including the FNM, the then Democratic Alliance, the DNA, and Mr. Bain's party.
COI.
COI. Mr. Bain responded very positively and said that he was very interested and supported what we were doing, never came to any kind of proposal. The DNA, the same thing. The FNM didn't even respond at the time to what we had presented.
Wow.
The PLP in opposition responded, and we ended up with the MOU.
Okay.
Number one on the MOU.
Right out the gate.
Number one.
Okay.
That as a matter of public policy, and where possible in statute and in regulation, formal consultations with the parties, and you heard the parties,
yes,
the union leaders and the PLP at the time, will occur before the approval processes of the grant of cession to foreign investors.
Wow.
Consultations will be had.
Right.
From 2021 to today, August 2026, exactly 4 years ago, not one consultation has been held.
So that's been ignored.
As far as I am aware,
right,
not one consultation has been held among the parties. Let me go on. That's number one. Number five, the parties agree toward a Cultural Heritage, Art, and Entertainment Encouragement Act, as well as a National Pension Fund Act. Not
the orange economy.
The orange economy. Number five.
Right.
In the agreement. Have you heard of any encouragement act?
No.
To perpetuate and to develop the entertainment industry?
No.
And then we have people like Honorable Sandy Sands talking foolishness.
Yeah, he made a comment that really, and we're going to get to you, caller, in just a second.
I could go on, because there were 22 of them.
Because so this is from, I think this is today's paper.
Yeah.
Right?
From who?
I'm looking at this.
Robert Sandy Sands.
Robert Sandy Sands.
Okay.
All right. And in this paper, that's right, it's today's date. This is from the Tribune.
Yes.
By Anelia Nixon. Union says Bahama exec is quote unquote thorn in the side of musicians.
Yes.
The United Artists Bahamas Union, the UABU, has hit out at a prominent hotelier as quote unquote unsupportive of Bahamian entertainers. They defend musicians against recent comments that quote unquote they have not reinvented themselves.
That's Mr. Lynx Kaval, I believe.
Yes, he did. Yes,
was the president, and I support him 1,000%. Sandy Sands, and I call his name because he made some comments about something I said as well. That we are at fault, and we are the reason for the demise of the entertainment industry.
They have not reinvented themselves.
Well, I told you in the beginning of this show that the sin of omission is worse than the sin of commission. If you and Mr. Sandy Sands has been in a position for more than 3 decades. I remember when he was the general manager at Nassau Beach Hotel. And then I remember he became the vice president of the Crystal Palace. And then the vice president now of Bahama. Throughout my entire life in the entertainment industry, Robert Sandy Sands has not done one thing to promote local Bahamian entertainment development in our country. Or as a matter of fact, he's oppressed it
Wow.
I one time owned and operated a nightclub in the Nassau Beach Hotel, along with Cedric Munnings and Ronald Sims,
I remember.
called the Island Club. Al Corley was downstairs with the living room.
That's right.
I don't believe he set foot in any of those nightclubs.
Wow.
He never supported what we were doing. As a matter of fact, he was doing everything to get us out of there, at least our club. And when they did finally close, before they started to develop the Bahamas, they closed the spot for 2 years without any activity. I approached Sandy and Ronald myself to try to keep the club open. He didn't even give us the time of day. So this man is the last person to talk about Bahamians trying to develop our industry.
Wow.
He is nothing about other than an oppressor when it comes to Bahamian entertainment.
323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, of course, in the family of violence, 242-300-5720. Of course, our text line is 422-4796. Standard text rates to apply. Caller, you're live on Guardian Radio today.
Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well. Brother Munnings.
Yes, Brother Thompson.
Yes.
Yes. I need a person like you with that tremendous institutional knowledge, which is extremely valuable for the Bahamian people.
Yes, sir.
Because we have had some oppressors,
Yes, sir.
persons who have had the responsibility to make a difference, and all they have done was oppress, oppress, oppress. Consultation is a dirty word for some people.
Yes, sir.
You don't know what that means.
Yes, sir.
So the thing is, your name and number.
No problem. If
Maybe
you call
I
on
can try and
Cool's
get it after
producer.
the show,
Yes, sir.
Just stay on the line and leave your number. Caller, stay on the line. The producer will get your number.
Yeah. My number?
Yes.
And I'll call you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. My number is 3. Oh, I'll leave it with the
Leave it with the producer.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, all right.
Thank you. Let's run to the next caller, and we'll get to some text here on Guardian Radio today. Caller, you're live on Guardian Radio
Good
today.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Uncle and Freddie, how you all?
Doing well, man.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, listen, Uncle and Freddie,
Yes, sir.
listen, we are our worst enemies.
My Lord.
You know, it's us against us. You know, in 1974, so then the Senate opened up the Hotel Training College, say for Bahamians,
Yes,
to
sir.
be trained as hotel managers and chefs.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Because there were too many, all of the high-paying jobs in the hotel industry were occupied by foreigners.
Yes.
Okay? And that was 1974.
Sandy's still perpetuating that at Bahama.
Yes. The college became the number one tourism training center in the Caribbean. Everyone from the Caribbean came here
Yep.
to learn about hotel and hospitality. Okay? Now, one prime minister in 1999, 2000, because it was not useful. But the problem is, Bahamians is the worst enemies for Bahamians, okay? All of you find all the foreigners you will work with or you come in contact with, they respect you as a professional. They respect your education, your experience, and they want to pay you exactly what you deserve. But you have here the Behemoth, on the other hand, believe that you are not worth what the other person's worth. Okay? To give you another example, I remember in 1993, a group of 12 of us, we protested unfair hiring and unfair opportunity. Okay? A Bahamian obviously shut us down, okay? We were discriminated against. We were kept back from promotion. That was done by a Bahamian. Meanwhile, the expatriates had no problem with respecting our qualification education. So our Bahamians are our worst enemies, okay? Also, the Hotel Training College, which opened its door in 1974, September 9th. Next 2 weeks, you'll find that they call history what happened that they will not mention Hotel Training College, which was the number one training college in the Bahamas for Caribbean students and hotel sector.
Wow.
Okay, so it's Bahamians who's against Bahamians, okay? The Black Crab syndrome still exists today after 50 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
The only comment I would make on Ku is I would say some Bahamians and those positioned, as I said, to assist, like Mr. Sandy Sands has done very little to promote and or to encourage the development of the attractions outside of the hotel. See, I'm saying the mega resorts are fine. I don't have no difficulty with the foreign director coming and investing his money for a reasonable profit or a good profit.
Right.
But not at the detriment of our people.
Loop us
in.
Yeah.
And I think it will stand for a better equation, a better industry.
Yes.
And I use New Orleans as an example. As I said before, I know that market very well. You have to go outside of the hotels for the experience. Tourism is moving people from point A to point B. So the cab driver moved the people, or the bus driver, or the other, and it goes to Anku's establishment where he hires 10 or 20 or 30 people, and they are able to take, so the money trickles down into the community where we can benefit from the foreign direct investors' investment in our country.
From the level of an owner.
Yes. Ownership. I don't want to be a busboy. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's a starting place.
But why can't I be an owner?
Come on now.
Why can't I partner with you?
Right.
And make your experience even greater? Because all you can do in your property is to imitate what the authentic, foreigner could do Bahamian better than Bahamian.
Come on.
I heard them advertising this food festival. It was a foreigner telling them about the Bahamian food.
My Lord.
What kind of foolishness is this?
And we sitting around letting this happen.
And Chef Hall is right there. But a foreigner telling them about the Bahamian experience.
I agree, someone whispering in his ear. That's the funny part.
He can't even pronounce conch and grits.
No.
But he telling the world about Bahamian cuisine.
My Lord.
And Simeon Hall is right there.
Right, an expert. Let's run back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio Today. Caller, you're live on Guardian Radio Today.
Good afternoon, Uncle Sarah.
Grammy boy.
This Grammy boy, Nana boy.
Nana boy, all right.
And good afternoon, Freddie Munnings.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now, I love and respect you with your pretty blue eyes. I know Tony Simoy.
Yeah, that was Tony Simoy. Don't get me mixed up.
yeah, I get me all mixed up. You all fellas were the best in the world. You understand me? Hey. Bahama rock.
My signature song is All the Best Things. My brother's signature song is Funky Nassau.
Okay, Funky Nassau, that's best in the world.
That's Raphael,
yes. So what I need you to do, Commander, is I need you to stop calling Sandy Sands' name. And the reason for that is we always had house Negroes in this part of the world. We always had them.
I was trying to be respectful. I call him by his name.
No. We always had house Negroes. So if we were smart enough, I believe I am totally in concurrence with what Chef Mystic said.
Yes, sir.
We are our own worst enemies. Let me qualify why I'm saying that, Uncle Sarah. I just had a club there in 11, 12, 13. It was over the hill where they say no club could open up for tourists over the hill. Not in this day and time. I ain't going to no government for no money. I ain't going to none of them fellas for money. I took my invention and my what I wanted to do out of my own head, and I believed in myself. And I reopened Larry's Pub. He would know where Larry's Pub was. I opened that.
I certainly
and
do.
I opened it not only for natives, I opened it for anybody who wanted to come. I had in there Junkunu Water, this my creation. I did Junkunu costume, Junkunu walls, redesigned the place. And let me tell you, I had tourists coming back over the hill to the point where the guy who owned Muffler Web had his daughter birthday party in the club over the hill.
And the government helped you with this? The government helped you with this?
What government? What government?
The tourism board helped you with this?
No, sir.
And you okay with that?
Sir. And the club...
Hold on, because we see ITA principally trying to get to a point. Okay. Yes, you did that. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
The government being where they're at. Did they help you with that?
No, sir.
Did they, where's the club now? What's going on with it now?
Well, I left. I had to leave for medical reasons.
Right.
But Brett has taken it over to do his liquor business.
Right. So the question, we started the show today talking about the many opportunities that Bahamians had based on the fact that there was a synchronicity.
That's correct.
You see, between the government and the entrepreneurs in the entertainment business and otherwise in tourism. That's the main point that's being made today.
Let me give you one example of what he just said.
Mm-hmm.
During the period when the Captain Phil and others like it were very successful, the late Robert Bobby Simonet was involved with Bethel Robinson liquor stores. They used to give my father the liquor on consignment so as to be successful. And when he made his money, he paid them off right away. He and Bobby became very close friends. I asking the government for no money, man. I have a club, and I would invite you to come in Coral Harbor, called the Spotlight Lounge.
Yes, very nice.
Spent all of our money, me and my partners, Naomi and Clinton Crawford. We did not get one red dime, one red cent incentive in any form of tax exemptions.
Yeah, you get it.
Ask Bahama what they get. Ask Atlantis what they get.
You ain't gonna get it.
All we're asking is to level the playing field.
Let me tell you how you level.
That's all we're asking.
Let me tell you what I do to level the playing field, Freddie. You got to do it yourself, and then they can follow you. You know.
Well, we did it ourselves. We're still running.
You got to tell the taxi drivers and those that ferry those customers. Listen, when they go to get it.
Now you're talking.
Carry me down the road.
Now you're
and
talking.
Every time the taxi drivers come, Uncle, you offer them.
Now you're talking, Grammy boy.
You offer them $2 off.
All right.
But,
now you on it.
But respectfully, thank you, caller.
With respect to what the government does for the foreign direct investor, why can't we enjoy those same incentives? That's the question.
Yeah. You know, and so this is why the comment of you know, the musicians not reinventing themselves.
Exactly.
That
My question is, what did Sandy Sands do as president of the Promotion and Marketing Board? What did he do? I wish he would call in and challenge me.
323-623-2354-316-325-425. Now let's run back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Caller, you're live. Caller going once. All right, let's try the next caller. Caller, you're live on Guardian Radio today.
Hey, good day, gentlemen. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Thanks for calling.
I want to contribute to something in this country as a business person.
Yeah.
Right? When I hear people in this country, they talk about government and they talk about opening up a business is so hard. Listen to me. And I want the Bahamian people to hear this. I started out washing cars. I'm ashamed to say that. 57-year-old man. God has opened the doors for me to have a successful construction company now and a general maintenance company. I didn't depend on the government for that. I born in a family.
I think you're missing the point of this whole show.
I start my own.
The resilience, hold on, the resilience of Bahamians is not in question. We already know Bahamians could do it on themselves. That's why we still alive. Because if we was waiting on the government, we would have been dead.
Nobody waiting on the government, my friend.
That ain't what we talking about today.
That's totally misunderstand the topic that we are discussing.
Yeah.
We are talking about asking the government to give us no handout.
We are the government. We elect people to work on our behalf. All we're saying is, if you have a responsibility to get the tourists here, then what we doing with the tourists? Exactly. With all this money that's being generated, how is it trickling down? That's right. Into the economy? Why are you talking about crime in one breath, and then in the next breath, the money that could actually quench the criminals' appetite so we don't have to go out there and do crime? We ain't doing nothing with that.
When you as government depend on the masses to get to the position to represent us, and you get your coffers filled, what do you do to help the rest of us be independent entrepreneurs so that we could benefit from some of the monies that come into this country in the tourism industry? Why is it that the foreign direct investor could get all of the benefits and we pay the price?
We in the Bahamas, my Lord. We're going to run to a break here on Guardian Radio today. Our special guest, Freddie Munnings Jr. I am your host, Calhoun Anku Sarah, also known as Dr. Cleveland W. Aeneas III. We'll be back right after this.
Big shot, him say him never could fail. His taxes got in a hot spot, now him spending time in the jail.
This week at Shoe Depot, you can buy 2 pairs of shoes and get a 3rd pair of equal or less value at 50% off. Yes, that's right. Buy 2 pairs of non-net price shoes and get a 3rd pair half price. No need to throw away your hard-earned money this back to school. Plus, VAT is taking a summer break, so all our shoes are VAT-free. It's perfect for all those school shoe purchases, tennis, and maybe something for yourself too. Stop by Shoe Depot in Golden Gates Plaza or Palmdale Plaza today and save.
When it comes to hearts at Cleveland Clinic, you can't miss a beat. You seek the best care possible, work with the brightest minds, and leave no stone unturned to get to the heart of the matter. Because understanding is always the first step to overcoming. For every heart in the world, see how we're advancing the future of heart care at Cleveland Clinic today.
Experience Marco's Pizza incredible deals paired with unmatched taste and quality. Order now to take advantage of the deals with Marco's. Get 2 large 1-topping pizzas with and choose between a cheesy bread or Cine Squares for just $27.50. Upgrade to chocolate Cine Squares for only $1 more. Or enjoy a large pizza with cheesy bread with a 2-liter soda for $22.50. Don't miss out. Act fast. Order now for carry-out or delivery at Marco'sPizzaBahamas.com.
Parents, are you still deciding which school is the best fit for your child? Or are you looking for a new school where your child will truly excel in academics, leadership, and skills development? At Akiapran International Academy, we unlock brilliance through academics and unique programs. At Akiapran, our slogan is clear: excellence without excuse. Our small, powerful school prepares students for global changes driven by technology, digital literacy, and artificial intelligence. At Akiapran, your child will surely find their passion, profession, and their purpose. We offer classes in all GLAT, BJC, and BGCSE subjects. We empower students to excel, not just in school, but in life through our courses that includes aviation, STEM, robotics, cosmetology, technology, culinary, dance, and graphic design. We shape scholars into leaders who are ready to embrace new jobs and careers of the 21st century. Enroll your child today and let us support their educational journey. Call us at 826-3589 or 324-9212. Akiapran International Academy, building student leaders to...
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This is something very special, just for you.
All the best things in my life happened since I met you.
And we're back here on Guardian Radio today. That's the voice of our guest, Freddie Munnings Jr. And listen, man.
The first thing you say, boy, that ain't no Rake and Scrape.
No. You know when they say,
I agree with them.
You know what I say? Neither is the national anthem.
Neither is the national anthem, but neither is love.
No.
See, my father told me, he said, Freddie, you could sing about whatever you want to sing about.
Yes.
But the most universal thing you could sing about is love.
My Lord. That everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So yes, we could sing the Rake and Scrape, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, if you want to touch people
Yeah.
all over the world,
Yes.
sing about love.
We
sing about inspiration.
We have emotional spectrum.
Oh,
mind,
yeah, man.
You know, this texter says,
The
Trey.
fact is the Bahamian doing it.
Come on, right away. Trey, talk about tax incentives. Bahamas used to give production 17%, and now nothing. So now no movies are coming. They are cutting the wrong. You know how much money we made from movies. You know. That's what the text is saying. That's true, right? was a part of some of those movies back in the day.
Yeah, no question.
Let me see what this next text says. Good day and respect to your guests. The great Freddie Munnings. The Bahamian musicians have been used as a sideshow for politicians. I believe when Bahamians play rake and scrape music, they are saying prayers to the politicians. They are saying
they need the musicians to attract the people to the rallies so they can spew their, whatever they spew.
Propaganda.
But my dad also always to tell me, boy, the politicians won't be like you,
Yeah.
He can't do what you do.
All them have a video of them dancing,
Exactly.
Yeah, I believe when Bahamians play rake and scrape music, they are saying prayers to the politicians because there's no market for it and the tourists don't want to hear it. No, I don't believe that. I don't really believe that. The rake and scrape
has its place.
It's a beautiful, sweet music.
It has its place.
It definitely has its
place. It's a danceable rhythm. It speaks to our culture. It speaks to our rhythm. My father, during his era, called it Goombay music.
Yeah.
But you see, what we need to understand, it doesn't matter the genre so much, It's what you are saying. It's the message that you are delivering to the masses of our people. When I sing about love songs, it's hard for a fella to leave that kind of music and try to go there and kill somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you sing about dancing and having fun, it's hard for the fella to leave that kind of environment and go murder anybody or rob anybody.
It's biochemistry that shift.
Exactly, because we touch the emotions of the people.
Yeah.
It is what we are singing. That's more important than the rhythm that you're using. Yes, there are indigenous rhythms, but rake and scrape is not originally Bahamian. It was came out of something called ripsaw. Whom you mentioned earlier, just gave it that name sometime in the 60s. He said, they're raking and they're scraping. But the real genre of it comes from the rip saw, where you're scraping the saw.
Right.
The saw, the carpenter saw.
Yes.
But all of it is based on our African rhythms.
Yes.
See, that's the key.
Yes. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259 in the Family of Islands, 242-300-5720. Our text lines today, 422-4796. Let's run back to the phone lines. Caller, you are live on Guardian Radio today.
Good afternoon. That's Uncle. You could hear me?
Yeah, my brother. How you doing, man?
Thank God for life. Papa here.
Yeah, Papa.
All right, and good afternoon to Mr. Munnings.
Good afternoon, my brother.
All right, you said the producer. Good afternoon, Mr. Munnings. You said the producer is Kermie?
Kermie was, another producer just walked in.
Yeah, I know that wasn't Kermie's voice, but I was going to ask Kermie if he get the one there what Mr. Munnings sing about the sunflower.
Yeah.
I got our producer listening. He got it. He got it.
That's a powerful song.
We can play that today.
And maybe Mr. Munnings will tell you why he sing it.
Yes, I will be happy to do it. But make your comments first. I will be happy to do that, Power.
Yes, sir. Mr. Munnings, Uncle, I always be saying on the talk show, right? I might be a fan of Mr. Munnings, right? From way back in the days with him and C.B. Moss, O.B. Ferguson, those, right? But the fact is, the bottom line is that we don't do enough for our own. I don't think the government, this ain't no PLP just hitting the PLP. You talking FNM, PLP, all these governments here?
Yeah.
They ain't doing enough for these guys, man. I mean, look how we bend over, backward, forward, concession galore, red carpet for the foreign investors. My goodness, I too bad, too sad if you don't like Freddie Munnings. If you think Freddie Munnings is too vocal, and over the years, well, you ain't, I mean, look here, and we talk about certain parties, there's the party for the people. They connected. They always talk about Freddie Munnings Senior. They talk about the cat and the fiddle and back in the days when it's to be a certain way. But they in government, they even ain't doing enough for these guys, them. They just leave them right there. Look how they carry on for the cruise ship and stuff. They give them, I don't know if it's say give, right? But
yes,
cheap money
give,
for keys.
Give is
kind
right.
Of concession and things.
That's right.
They talking about Mr. Munnings. How do they expect for him to employ people, to be able to assist in this way as a businessman? If they don't support people like Mr. Munnings, and it ain't just Freddie Munnings, I think it's thousands of business people out there would need the support from the government. Millions of dollars just wasting, billions of dollars. Then you get these rich people them who doing this. Look at the governments them. I don't know if to say both governments them. They're more supportive of these people who own the web shop, the numbers where you could go and gamble and lose all your money. I feel like even those people who get all the money, if they really care about the country, people like who pushing Bahamian music and helps and different things to keep this town, because they always say ain't nothing here to do when they come here. They got to go
make up their own thing on key or whatever. So I think even the number, man, this private partner, public partnership, what they doing with the government, making all these millions of dollars, that's why they could stay rich. Let's make some other people rich too, man. Let's add some more to Freddie Munnings so he can help some more people.
Yes.
Let's open this entertainment. He say he get property, he get land, not on Bay Street, but maybe over the hill a little bit. So work with him. Why it's so hard? It's so hard? People like Fred Mitchell, Prime Minister Davis, them, we need their attention. He's the Minister of Finance. These people ain't asking for no money in their pocket, no. They have to pay land revenue and different things. Maybe we could do some
concessions, man.
Absolutely.
How do you say it? Incentive?
That's correct. That's right.
Do some incentive with them and work along with them. It's a crying shame on us black people how we mistreat one another. They say the UBP was treating these people better than that. The black people who doing the entertainment charge. Prime Minister Davis, Prime Minister Linton, Hubert Ingram, Minnis. All right, and Christine ain't enough being done. I think it's a crying shame, and I think we need to encourage the government to give them what they need to get. Even, I was thinking, I wonder if it's too big for Mr. Munnings them to own a cruise ship, come together, the government put the majority in, even if it's a grant or it's a loan or whatever.
Why not?
I think we, not just
This our country, we can do anything.
Hurricane them come that we could leave this place and maybe get out of the way or get in there. But Freddie Munnings could have nightclubs. We could be doing this thing with it to do with the cat and fiddle on the ocean, on the sea.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a lot of creative ideas they have there. They just need the support from the government. And it's a crying shame and nasty thinking, petty and spiteful those who just feel like he always blaming the government. What more Freddie Munnings doing? Why don't he do this? Why don't he do it? Why you don't understand that this money and whatsoever in this town is all our own collectively? And just how you could push the number man them and make sure the number man them be successful, we need to do it for the entertainers.
Amen.
Papa, you are spot on, my brother. Spot on, Papa. Thank you so very much for your contribution, because you are making plenty sense. But just to add to what you have said, Papa, it's simple. We've asked for the Entertainment Encouragement Act so that the local investors can invest in the entertainment industry. What do you do with people once the sun go down? That's why they call them nightclubs. I was reminded the other day by a very good friend. During the day, they want to be on the beach, they want to go play golf, they want to play tennis, go swimming, blah, blah, blah. Inside. So you have nightclubs, and that's why we flourished. We flourished because, as I said earlier in the show, the visitor had to leave those hotels that are lodging places for them to come over the hill for the attractions. And so we are saying, let's partner with the lodging companies like the hotels, and let's send the people over the hill. So they have a true Bahamian experience. All right? They could go to your club in Fox Hill. They could go in Gambia. They could go in Baintown. They can go in Clifton and have an experience. They could go out by where you used to live in Mount Pleasant and have a wonderful experience. The point that we're making, let the money trickle down to the Bahamian people.
See, it's not good enough for the government to wait for Bahamians to start businesses and then talk about taxing them.
Absolutely.
And making sure you registered so they could tax you properly.
Correct.
See, that ain't the role of government.
You got to generate money first.
Come on.
Generate opportunity.
And we've become specialists in government, where unfortunately most of the people who creating these policies ain't never run no business.
We slap on the VAX tax.
Yes.
That's a consumer tax.
Yes.
That's not an entrepreneurial tax.
Right.
Why don't we give incentives for those who invest in industry?
Wait till the industry starts.
Us.
Then you go looking for them. Oh, you all better register so we can tax you.
Yeah.
No, you gotta be more than that. Let's go back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Caller, you are live on Guardian Radio, and we had a text to say he should have said it better. He mean Regan's scrape was bad. So yeah. We got you. We got you, Dexter. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, good afternoon.
52. What's going on, brother?
Mr. Freddie Munnings.
Yes,
it was a pleasure, and I'm glad I listened to the whole show. It's quite nostalgic for somebody like me who's 61. So let Mr. Munnings know. I went to the Cat and Fiddle to watch some wrestling, matches and stuff like that. But I know my father used to go there. I'm familiar with Ronnie's Rebel Room, the King and Knights, and all of those places. So I kind of know about the sweet old days. And so to listen to you, right?
Yes, sir.
I want you to be encouraging, because I respect you differently. And you cannot be dismayed by, political haughty men who can't even see. And thanks for exposing Sandy Sands and people who put on these profiles to the public, right?
And not in the newspaper, by the way. We ain't just call our name.
He denigrated us. He denigrated us publicly.
Change, just put on a new costume. And so then when you look at the way they treat us as it relates to concessions, et cetera, you see what they really think of us. Uncle said something very important in which they wait until you start a business and then they come down and swoop on you. It's really like democracy masterpiece where they keep the power with police and oppression and taxes. And it's designed that way. But you should have asked the VIT if he ever had a government contract, because I've never had one. I run a little postage shop, my mom leave me, and I just deal with strictly what I know, and I do most of the work with my friend who's coming to help me, who I can't do it without.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is, you don't brag about yourself. I've turned down government contracts because I don't believe in politics. Any man who making a living of politics and contracts, I don't respect them. I might as well tell you that right now, but as it relates to our history, we know that Moors were on Columbus' ship. We know that because they ruled Spain for 700 years. And we also know, right, that it is not designed for us to know our history because they never wanted us to know it.
The truth will set you free, my friend.
Bless up,
Yes.
Regularly at the
Yeah. 52 is a powerful contributor.
Brilliant man.
52, the only thing is, man, I ain't mind getting no government contract. I ain't mind, my brother. Don't do that to us, man. Because we is the government.
We are the government.
We is the government.
Yes, sir. Take that contract.
Yeah, boy.
As long as you're doing honest day's work, take that contract.
That's the point we making right there. Yeah. Let's run back to the phone lines and we'll go to the text line here on Guardian Radio today. Caller, you're live.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing great, man. Thanks for calling.
All right. Hello to you, Tech host, and hello to Mr. Munnings.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Speak right into your phone. You're coming in a little low.
Well, I was listening to you guys for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some time back I spoke to Mr. Munnings. I think he had a store on Carmichael. Is that it?
A store?
A bookstore or so? No?
No. Never had a bookstore. May have been a relative, yeah.
A relative. Okay. But my thing is that what I'm concerned about, I'm thinking, I was telling somebody the other day a lot of things. My feeling is that it should have stayed in the hands of the Bahamians. Another thing what concerned me was the moving of the movable properties out.
Yes.
Quite a bit of people they disagree with me. They're talking about foreign investment, direct investment. My thing I said to them is that monies could have been spent by the Bahamians. I said Bahamians got a lot of money. The same what that program is they had with peak tourists coming in and living in over the hill.
People to people.
People to people.
Mm-hmm.
Programs like that I think would have been good because my thing is that most the big hotels and stuff, most of the money go back out.
Oh, absolutely.
And so my thing is that if you could support yourself and you grow in gradually, that's what you need.
Yes.
You don't need to have people come in, make half of your money, send it back out, and you feel like they're doing you such a big favor.
In today's world, the money don't even come into the country. They take your money before you leave where you're coming from, and that money is prepaid, and they don't even have their bank accounts in the Bahamas.
Right. And
Most of them.
Thing, talking about the movable property tax, my thing is that I told someone the other day, and we had a good argument. I said, listen, you right now, you cannot buy a piece of property for your children. The cost has gone up so much because it says that whenever foreigners come and they got the
yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
then those same places, if we had that money, we could have built places where you have what is it? The program they had.
People to people.
People to people. But this, I mean, today you go and you rent a what?
Airbnb.
Airbnb. You know how much money that could have been pouring into our country.
Well, here again, you may have remembered we mentioned the Bahamianization policy, and that policy was, you didn't sell our land to foreign direct investors. They had to lease the land. Even if they leased it for 99 years, eventually it'll come back to the Bahamian people's ownership. But today, they can buy purchase the land. So now they own our land, and the government gave them 50 acres of our land somewhere over on Gladstone Road for their backup house. So they own the land.
That's crazy.
They own Paradise Island now. They ain't leasing it no more. They own it. So, you don't sell your land, man.
No.
Your land is your real estate.
Let's run back to the phone lines. We got probably a minute or two. Caller, you're on Guardian Radio today. Caller going once. All right, let's run to the next call.
Freddie, how you doing?
Yes.
Johnson. This
Hey.
is Dave, right? I listen to the show very intently, but the question we have to ask is what's now, what's new, and what's next. Believe it or not, many of the restrictions and boundaries that we speak of does not exist in the 21st century. Unequivocally, I can tell you, Freddie, and anyone in another show, there is no prohibition for any Bahamian having access to the billions of dollars available in the country today by answering two questions. And this is where the whole concept of the new financing, what we call fintech and whatever, the problem is that we're 18 years behind the curve. And I think until we move to an opportunity and ownership economy and have an actual conversation of educating people what it means and what access to those digital tools does, we could flip this economy in less than 2 years. And I would take all of your actual actual science people engage me and just simply let me state what it is and invite them with a reward if they could discount.
See, Alan, I got to bring you on just to do a show with just you, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, we're going to give the last word to our guest, Mr. Munnings Jr., my Uncle Freddie. What say ye?
Well, certainly it was a pleasure always I like to listen to you because, as I told you before, you're one of my favorite historians and radio hosts and educators.
Thank you.
But it was a pleasure to be here with you to share some of my knowledge and experience in the industry. And I just hope that Bahamians begin to understand that this is our country. We have to build our country with our hands. Yes, we welcome foreign direct investors, but what we are simply saying to our government respective, when we sign those, ensure that Bahamians are included in the process, either as partners or we are in the loop so that they can work along with the foreign direct investors so some of that money trickles down to the masses of our people so that we can grow our country and we can control the economic destiny of our people.
Amen. Listen, I wish we had more time, and there's so many different other elements to this conversation that we weren't able to touch today. But I'm so grateful